Thank you, Honourable Speaker, sir, and I would like to thank the Honourable Member for the question. Honourable Speaker, I would like to inform this August House that illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing is a broad topic as it covers the whole spectrum of fishing and fisheries. So, Honourable Speaker, we all know the extent and the implications of COVID-19. Apart from losses of jobs, many have toiled land and looked towards our marine resources for sustenance and basic livelihood. At a global scale, the limitations from these restrictions have brought new considerations with regard to social distancing and travel restrictions. These have significant impact on fisheries activities in the areas of monitoring, control and surveillance. Honourable Speaker, sir, for the offshore fisheries sector, this is a particular worry for small and developing countries across the region that is vulnerable to IUU fishing. Honourable Speaker, lockdowns have resulted in reduced capacity for effective monitoring, control and surveillance of fishing activities. Global reports indicate that fishing operators are able to keep operating, are well versed with these limitations, and there are risks that they may adapt their operation to engage in illegal activities. In Fiji's case, Honourable Speaker, sir, we are fortunate to be aware of these challenges due to the regional and sub-regional arrangement with the Western Central Pacific Fisheries Commission, WCPFC, and the Foreign Fisheries Agency, FFA. Generally, as a region, and with the legislative and operational procedures that are being implemented in Fiji, we are able to mitigate and adapt efficiently to COVID-19 and effectively deliver on our roles in combating IUU. Honourable Speaker, sir, all illegal component of IUU, which includes offences such as fishing without a licence or conducting illegal transshipment at sea, our reports and assessment indicated that with the offshore sector, there has not been any illegal fishing activity recorded throughout the COVID period. Honourable Speaker, this is through the mandatory compliance measures that are enforced within the region in which Fiji is a key player. These measures include being equipped and updated robust and fit for purpose offshore legislation with substantial fines that act as deterrent. Having the needed workforce capability to implement and enforce these laws, the ability to monitor fishing fleets in Fiji fisheries waters and in the region through the Vessel Monitoring System and IAS, the ability to implement stringent port-state control under clear guidelines of the FAO Port-State Measures Agreement, the use of electronic monitoring system or cameras on board vessels to monitor fishing activities, and the monitoring of vessels through the FFA Regional Surveillance Center, the Fiji Navy, and fisheries. Our ability to seize, detain, and investigate any vessel suspected of conducting illegal fishing in Fiji. Our ability to exercise these control measures, Honourable Speaker, sir, has become a deterrent to illegal fishing fleets. Honourable Speaker, under the unreported component of IUU, the Ministry continued to implement 100% reporting for all Fiji and foreign fleets that are either enter, exist Fiji's fishery waters for fishing or innocent passage, enters Fiji's water with the intention of using Fiji's ports facility, and for those that enter Fiji's water due to emergencies. Apart from these reporting tools, there is 100% boarding and inspections on all fleet visiting Fiji ports. Under this activity, mandatory reporting requirements are inspected and verified by our port inspectors. This includes inspection of fishing logs, engine log, electronic equipment, and a sweep of the vessel. Thirdly, Honourable Speaker, sir, the unregulated component of IUU. Honourable Speaker, when either highlighting the two components of IUU, I have touched on Fiji's ability as a sovereign state to regulate and control the fishing activities within our waters, and the extent that we have on our fleets that fish outside Fiji's water. These are regulatory mechanisms that are in place to ensure that we eliminate the wide subject of IUU. I would like to clarify that we have tools and measures in place to track all fishing vessels that operate in Fiji, CEZ, and throughout the region. Contrary to the comments by Honorable Rasova yesterday in this August House, this is made possible through the innovative technology such as the vessel monitoring system. Secondly, joint regional surface and aerial patrols. Thirdly, having the ability to view fishing activities on board vessels using electronic cameras. Honorable Speaker, I'm highlighting this because I've been in these surveillance centers and I know what is involved. All vessels are monitored and analyzed in 3 different centers. FFA, or the Foreign Agency in Honiara, the control center in the Fiji Navy, and the control center in the Ministry of Fisheries. So all vessels have mandatory requirements internationally to install an approved tracking system, and these are monitored through all the 3 centers. As soon as a vessel approaches an area which is not licensed and the colors that indicate the vessel's positions change from green to amber. When the amber alert is sent out, further analysis is conducted on the vessel and the vessel is monitored until it exits or arrives into a port facility for further inspection. If the vessel is suspected to have conducted an illegal activity, then the color would change from amber to red, at which vessel would be flagged and investigated by enforcement agencies. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, when we see the US, Australia, New Zealand, French patrol vessels come alongside our ports, these are all part of a joint patrols that ensures that effective surveillance is undertaken. I would recommend that if any member of this August House wishes to visit any of these surveillance centers, I would be more than happy to organize that, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I am confident to say that with our effective monitoring, control, surveillance activities, we are able to efficiently regulate the work that we undertake, supported by our ability to enforce our national laws. Having this ability, Fiji is the leader in the region. We are effectively able to regulate fishing activities that occur within our area of sovereignty. Honorable Speaker, for our inshore fisheries, it is of the same, but basically it is just within our local areas, so it is treated differently. A recent study conducted in Bua, the Konrobe, Lomaiviti, and Ra provinces indicated that out of the 26 villages that were assessed, 38 admitted to having committed illegal fishing. This is evident in most areas where job losses have resulted in an influx of individuals resorting to fishing for sustenance. In being considered, Honorable Speaker, intensive compassionate compliance operations were undertaken, which basically means that the Ministry of Fisheries do not go out in these fines. We basically give them a warning, knowing the situations that Fijians are going through at this very time. To guarantee that we continue to regulate the increase in fishing effort, the Ministry Inshore Fisheries Management Division conducted 1,140 inspections from January to December of 2020. The finding indicated that out of the 297 infringements documented, the percentage of compliance rating was 74%. This showed that despite the impacts of the pandemic, Fijians showed voluntary compliance with existing regulations. Honorable Speaker, in summary, Fiji's domestic fisheries has its own challenges. While we are successfully addressing the vast impact of IUU and COVID restrictions are affecting our ability to access main markets. This is evident with our small-scale coastal fisheries and the offshore tuna sector. Our goal is to mitigate and identify a suitable option to gain access to domestic and international market. This will further allow us to grow our economy. Honorable Speaker, in concluding, the Ministry of Fisheries will advance our efforts in ensuring balance in the sustainability of our marine resources. We are determined to maintain food security and energize the domestic economy through a well-managed fisheries. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.